Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. It's your boy King Bean, and I'm back, baby. And I'm back. And I know if you're watching this, you're probably watching on the rebroadcast. I still appreciate it, even though we're not watching it live. But anyway, it's your boy King Bean, and welcome back to another show, another video, and a brand new episode. And of course, you know you're now rocking with the best. Word up, shout out to everybody who came by and watched the last video. Shout out to all the new subs. Give you a round of applause. Give you a round of applause. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to all the new subs. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me. I really appreciate it. And go ahead and get into tonight's topics. I ain't gonna keep you long tonight. I promise you that. Got the sound effects going off crazy right now. But I ain't gonna keep you too long tonight. I'm just gonna kind of talk about, I'm gonna get segue back into the God of War. I know you guys are really tired of talking about God of War, but I think what I'm finna say to you guys is not only that, it's what I'm gonna talk about, just video games, of course, but it's gonna be a life lesson in here too. Because one of the main things what I've been watching, because I've been watching tons of videos on God of War reviews and people impressions. I know it's 2 weeks old, but I still like to go back and look at them and what I like to hear what people were saying about the game and what they like about the game, what they didn't like about the game. Because I'm really enjoying this game. I really am. I got one more Valkyrie to beat. I don't know if I'll go through it tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. Because I kind of don't want the game to end, but if I beat the Valkyrie, I was like, it's almost nothing else I can do. I don't have a platinum. I ain't collected everything. I ain't do all that. I've never been a type of person like that. I'm not an achievement whore. I'm not I guess you in this case with PlayStation, I'm not a trophy whore. So I don't chase trophies. I play them. If it's there, I get them. If they ain't there, oh well, case Sarah. But I really enjoy this game. I'm really having fun with this game, and I enjoy the combat. But what I want to really talk about is change. I need for a second for us to just to turn off the console wars for a second, because this honestly might be able to help somebody. But I'm going to segue back into God of War into some video games. I am going to do that. But what I want to do is talk about change, and I'm gonna kind of go what's going on in my life. I don't like talking about it, but I put videos up, so it's public knowledge now. As most of you know, or if you're new, you don't know. Um, I'm going through dialysis now. Okay. And so that's a big change in my life. I did a couple of videos on that before, what was going on. I've been scared about going through it. I'm a bit better now, but it became a big change because my kidney stopped functioning. I wasn't expecting this to happen to me at this early of an age. And within 10 months, my two cousins, two of my best cousins, they passed away. I've said that before. But this has been a big change in my life. I mean, not only just physically and during the times of December and January, I was not feeling well due to my kidneys failing. So I was feeling bad, and I was bad. I'm going through some personal stuff at my home too as well, and so it's been a lot that's been on me, but it's been change that I have to make that so I can live. Now I'll be sitting there lying to you and saying, "Hey, yeah, I was all gung ho about doing this." No, I was. I even sometimes now, even though I'm better now, but there were times because usually I'm a happy, even keel person. I don't like getting too high. I don't like getting too low. And there was times where I couldn't control my emotions, and I really don't like that. I would get mad at myself because there would be times I would be fine. I would tell people I'm okay in this moment because I would sit outside and literally start crying. I would start crying at work. Start crying at the treatment facility. Just bawling because it's something that I don't want to go through. Um, and it's something that I asked God, why me? I ain't gonna lie to you. I asked why me? Why I got to deal with this? I said I felt really bad about a month and a half ago. I was sitting there praying, and I asked God, why did you give this to me? Why didn't you give this to somebody else? When I said somebody else, I mean I actually said a name. Now that's scumbaggery of me. I felt bad after I said it. I prayed for forgiveness. I didn't tell the person who what I said because I don't think they need to know that. But I did say it. But I felt bad. I said this is my cross to bear, and I got to deal with it. This is, like I said, it's not only life altering, it is life changing. It is something that I have to change my whole lifestyle just so I can live. I can't eat the same foods. Now, I can't eat the same foods. I can't drink the same drinks. Stuff like that. I got to limit my my liquid intake. 32 ounces a day. That's two 16-ounce drinks. That ain't nothing. Not for me, not for guys my size is 6'2", 220 pounds. You know what I mean? So that's nothing for me. I'm not saying it's nothing for me that, hey, yeah, it's easy. I can deal with that. No, that's that's less than what I'm used to drinking. Also, what I eat. Now, I'm a guy who loves pasta. I love spaghetti. Spaghetti is like my favorite dish. I can't have tomato-based foods. I can't eat that. Can't eat potatoes. And I love potatoes. See, I love all kinds of food. I love appetites. I have a very big appetite. It's good and bad. So I don't complain about food that I get because I can eat almost anything. Certain vegetables I can't eat because I like eating vegetables too. Certain vegetables I can't eat. I got to stay away from dairy, for real. You know how crazy that is? And I love cheese. I'm a man who loves cheese. I do love cheese. And it's so good. I miss it. I miss pizza. I used to work in a pizza restaurant. I miss having pizza. I miss tasting pizza. I want pizza. I want spaghetti. I want French fries. But I can't have those things. If I want to have a chance of surviving, maybe beating this. If I beat it, that'll be great. If I don't, well, at least I'm going to try. I'm not going to say that, again, like when I was laid in the hospital, that I didn't want to try. I wanted to, if it wasn't for my friend Jamie, she spent 3 nights in the hospital with me, I probably would have given up right then and there. You really don't know. Thanks so much. Shout out to my friend Jenny. She's been there, my best friend. We've been talking almost every day. To my kid's mother, Wandre. Yeah, I'm saying names. Wandre. She's been right there with me too. Got my co-workers, my auntie Joan and Joanne. I know y'all don't know these people. It's a lot of J's in it. They've been there for me. They've been helping me out. They've been feeding me. They've been listening to me, having, hear me be upset and sad because they know I'm not usually a sad person. I'm usually a laughing person. I usually try to I expect good things to happen. I like when good things happen, not only to me, but for other people. I'm what somebody would say. I'm not a hater, I guess. I am genuinely happy when you say, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm doing this. I am happy for you. I'm ecstatic for you. I'm probably more happy for you than you are, for believe it or not. It's been like that in some cases. So I like the positive stuff. Even though some of my videos may seem sort of negative, that's because I want better. Like I said, for Microsoft, I want better. But anyway, that's what I'm going through now. So on top of all that change, I actually had to step down from my position at my job. I'm still working at my same job. But I'm only working part-time now. I'm not working full-time anymore, because I got to go out on disability for a while. I'm not ashamed to say it. I never wanted to be on this. I always dreamt of working and taking care of myself because my grandma said a man should work. You hear that? My grandma said a man should work. And I try to do what my grandma say do, even though she's gone now. She's been gone since 88. But I remember her teachings that she taught me. She said, part of being a man got to work. Her husband worked, her father worked. She will always say this. I know we're in this new millennium. Your wife may not work, but you must work. You have to provide for your family. You have to take care of your family. You got to take care of yourself. So when I got there Saturday, I'm sorry if you say anything in the chat. I don't know. I don't have my chat window up. When I got there 2 Saturdays ago, I thought it was going to be easy for me to say, hey, I'm a step down. I just need to go back to a CSR because I've been a manager for 14 and a half years. I've been at my job for 15. So I've been a manager for 14 and a half years. It's been a good job. I hate it as of late in the past few years because it's not as fun as it used to be. It's a lot more work with a lot less help. And I work with a lot of wonderful people. And I enjoy my job. I did enjoy my customers. But it's a lot of stress at my job. But going through this transition since I stepped down, it's hard to let go of that kind of, I guess, control or power or whatever. Because I like being in charge. I ain't gonna lie to you. I take orders well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not insubordinate. I'm not insubordinate or anything like that. I'm a good hard worker. I'm a team player. I played sports all my life. I grew up playing baseball, basketball, and football. So I've always been on a team. So I know what it is like to play a role and to be in leadership. I was always team captain. You know, I wasn't the best athlete on there. My cousins were much better than me, but it wasn't that. I knew the game. I studied the game. I know my role. I knew my role, and I shut my mouth. Stop. But I led my teams, and I led my crews that I work with, and so I'm used to that. So when I had to send that email to my boss and call my boss, as the time was winding down, it's getting closer and closer to closing time, and I knew this was going to be my last time as being center manager. It hurt. It hurt a lot more than what I thought it was going to hurt. It hurt really, really bad. Nobody. It's hard to, I know a lot of people go through jobs, and they have different jobs, and they go through it, don't think nothing about it. But you got to understand. You don't understand this. I only had 4 jobs in my life. I used to stay at a job. When I get a job, I stay there and I work there because I'm a team player, I guess. Usually because it's something that I like. But it was a lot harder than what I thought. I felt like when I had to step down and officially give up the reins, I felt like I lost a part of me. I didn't feel bad that I couldn't do it anymore. I just felt bad that I had to let it go. I felt like, I guess, like I'm a Laker fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan. Been a Laker fan since 1980. Never switched up. And when my man Kobe retired, in that last game that he had, and he scored 60 points, he left it all on the field. That's how I feel. I left it all at work. I gave my all. I ain't give my 100% every day at work. But they got the best of me at work. They can't never say they never got the best of me in being in a management position. It wasn't hard to get along with. A lot of people who hated working out in my location because it's far out. It's kind of in a rural area. They end up loving it. They love being with me. I've helped other people get other jobs and better jobs. I've helped a lot of people. I've helped my customers when they was in dire straits. I've done a lot of good things there. My job's been good to me too as well. It's afforded me a lifestyle that I want more money, of course, but it got me out of fast food restaurants. And nothing against fast food restaurant people. That's a hard job. People don't realize if you've never done it, you don't realize how hard that job is. I understand how it is, how hard it is. But I hate it. I never ever want to work in fast food ever again. Never. Even going through my condition now, if they say, hey, you can go work here part time, no, I won't do it. I won't do it. I would not work fast food. I don't want to ever do that ever again. But like I was saying, getting back to what I was saying is, it was hard. It was hard for me. It was hard. I sat there in my captain's chair, I like to call that my desk. And I sat there for about a half an hour crying. I know you said, King Bean, you ain't nothing but a crybaby. Well, stuff means the world to me. I wear it passionately. I cried and I was like, well, I guess this is it. It's not quite over, but this part of my life is over. It's changed. This is something I had to do, so I can move forward and try to get better and try to figure out something else to earn some money. When I went back to work the very next week, it felt good because I don't have that stress on me anymore of having to worry about numbers, what your revenue looking like, what your CGP looking like, the P&L charts, looking at the flow through dollars, where you're losing money at, where you're making money at, how are you year over year, those kind of things, those grown up things. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to go through, got 3 different folders from a marketing book to a profit and loss book with different numbers, and they're thick notebooks. I don't have to worry about making schedules. I don't have to do all that anymore. I just have to show up for work and take care of customers, which has been a big burden off my shoulders. So this means I don't have to go to all these meetings anymore. The meetings, sometimes we would travel an hour, 2 hours just to go to a meeting, be there all day long. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. So it's been some good with some bad, but it still hurts the fact that I had to give that up. And that was a change that I was not expecting, that I was not anticipating, nor was something that I wanted, but it's just the reality of life. It is what it is. Things happen to people in life. Things happen. And It's either you get up and keep fighting or you don't. And don't get me wrong, I didn't feel like fighting. I really did not feel like fighting anymore. But if it wasn't for my friends, well, I'm put it this way: the people who I thought was going to be there for me wasn't there. Most of these people here, where I'm talking to now, I won't say I hardly had anything to do. We didn't hardly do anything. Except for Jen, that's different. We used to party all the time, but that's a bit different. But everybody else was like, even my child's mothers, it's like we talk, we good, we cordial, everything's great. Our friendship is great. But there were certain people in my life that I was spending a lot of time with when I was going to talking about the Jags and all this stuff like that, and doing a lot of stuff for people and sacrificing my happiness for them. It wasn't there when I really needed somebody there. And also with this, I want to send a shout out to my internet family. You know, Work Birdie, Work Birdie was sending me good praises, lifting me up. And that's what I want from people. I don't want everybody to say, man, I'm just praying for you, making me feel bad. Just lift me up. Just say, hey, man, you can do it or something like that. I know that sounds stupid, but I'd rather be lifted up than to be pitied. I know that sounds crazy. I'm not, and I don't want you to think that I'm not thankful. I am thankful for it. But I want you to lift me up. Lift people up, man, instead of feeling bad for them all the time. Because sometimes I can feel bad all by myself. Shout out to Miss K too. Miss K, she was right there too. These are people who live on two different coasts, who don't know me in person, don't know me in real life, but took the time out their day just to say, hey man, keep your head up. It's gonna be all right. You know? And I appreciate them for that. And that's not only the first time they've done that, they've done that plenty of other times. Having diabetes suck. The complications from diabetes suck. I know next year make jokes about it, and I can laugh at it now, I guess, because I don't think he really means much by it. But I think somebody in his family actually has diabetes because he knows too much about it, and I'm assuming it's his grandmother. I'm not sure, so I don't even take it with offense. I used to get upset about it, but hey, what you gonna do? I can't make that man stop saying that stuff anyway if he wanted to. So I said this again, like for change. Like I said, change is inevitable. Change sometimes is something that you want, something that you don't want. It comes at sometimes at the most inopportune time, like in my case, because things was turning around for me financially and everything else. And sometimes change comes from what we ask for. Now, I'm segueing this into the PS results. I know I said that wrong. And let's talk about God of War. I know you guys are tired of talking about God of War. Hey, I love the game, but I'm not going to talk about the game in the sense of God of War and how great the game is. It has enough superlatives as it is. In the past few weeks, I was watching a couple of YouTubers videos, and like I said, when I watch these videos, I like to get the impressions of what they think about the game. I always like to hear other people's opinion. Sometimes I agree with them, sometimes I don't. But in this case, from Hard 8 to Solid Rev to Review Tech USA, and one common theme that they said about the God of War games that they didn't like was that they missed the old Kratos. You know, they said they missed the old angry Kratos, and they missed the voice actor T.C. Carson. And T.C. Carson was a great actor. I ain't gonna front. He was a great actor. He loved him in that. If you ever seen him in Living Single, it was a treat to watch him in there too. But he's a great Kratos. But I forget the new guy's name. I didn't look the name up. I could have. But he was terrific in this role as Kratos. But what people was not understanding is that they wanted that angry Kratos back in the game. But you have to look. This game is years later. Kratos has already gotten his revenge on his family, on all the gods of the Greek mythology, because with Ares tricking him and all this stuff, he killed Zeus. All that's gone now. So this new Kratos is a lot older, more mature Kratos who don't want to be as angry as he once was. He wanted to start over and forget about his past. So he's got a new family. He's got a wife. He's got his kid now. And this is no spoilers. This is at the beginning of the game. And so when he's trying to be a role model for Atreus and not have Atreus to go down the same path that he went down. But unfortunately, his wife dies. So they want to grant her dying wishes to have her ashes spread across the highest mountaintop. So that's where the journey begins. Man, come on, laptop. Turn on. There you go. Sorry, my laptop kind of went out. But so that's how where the journey begins. So in this tale, it's a tale of father and son bonding. Father learning about his son learning about the father trying to teach his son the ways of, I guess, lack of a better term, of being a man, of how not to let your anger control you, make you do things. Because he even says in there that use your anger as a weapon. If it's channeled in the right direction, you can conquer anything. He don't want his son to turn out to be like him. He don't want to make the same mistakes that he made with his prior family. So he wants to raise the Atreus right. And vice versa. I can see myself in Atreus as being a little boy. If I was this age and I'm discovering stuff about my father and what my past is, yeah, I'm going to act all cocky too. But his father's teaching him how to temper that. And you see that, especially if you grew up in the hood. I'm not saying that people who didn't grow up in it don't know this, but a lot of hood people watch a lot of gangster movies. And you see in these gangster movies, a lot of them, when they get older, when they're young, they don't care. They're going to take over the world. But when they get older, they don't want their children to go through this. In real life, because I remember my stepfather used to tell me this when I lived in New York. Because the Italians would say, they're doing this job here, but they send their kids to law school, medical school, because they don't want them to live that life. They want them to have a better life and an easier life amongst people. If you find a drug dealer who made it big, I hate talking about drugs like that, but somebody who made it big, they don't want to sell dope all their life. They want to have a normal life. They don't want to look over their shoulder every night. They want something better for their children. They want to give something better to their children. So I kind of sense that in the way Kratos is portrayed in this game. But a lot of gamers want the old Kratos, and I think that was part of the problem, because a lot of them went back and played God of War 1, 2, and 3. Or played part 3 over again, played part 2 over again, whatever. So they got hooked on that as far as that anger was there, but it was a necessary angle for revenge. That's what Kratos was about. So when he started playing this new God of War, and the game is different. And in Solid Rev's case, and I feel sorry for him, because he said he didn't enjoy the game, and he said he'll never go back and play it again because he said he played the game wrong. I hate to tell anybody that they played a game wrong. But in this sense, in this game of God of War is not a fast burn. It is a slow marinate. You have to let it marinate. You have to actually build up your character as far as getting armor sets, getting new move sets, skill sets. It's almost like an RPG game. That's the only way you could really have fun with this game, by exploring stuff. But Solid Rev said he went through the whole game, and the game is pretty difficult. It's pretty challenging. I'm going through on the second playthrough now, and I'm playing on a much higher difficulty. I played on normal difficulty the first time. Now I feel more comfortable with it. I'm going back through and playing it again on a higher difficulty. And then, yes, those monsters are pretty hard. They're much more harder. I want to go play back on God of War difficulty because I see BG doing it. But Solid Rev said he's not playing it anymore. He's not enjoying the game because he didn't enjoy the game because he didn't do none of that stuff. He went straight through the story. So I'm pretty sure he had a pretty tough time encountering enemies that were much stronger, and it took a lot more damage and did a lot more things that could kill you in 1 or 2 hits than what he would have if he'd taken his time through the game instead of burning through it. Now he's burnt out of the game. He said he don't want to play it anymore. And he went and bought the new God of War collection. I wouldn't say the collector's edition, the PS4, or somebody bought it for him, one or the other one. Spent a lot of money for that. And I'm sad that he didn't have a great time with the game. Not everybody's going to love the game anyway. That's just subject to anybody. But it's not cool. I wish he could have played it. I guess I would say played it better. Actually would have taken the time and played it. I think he would have enjoyed it a lot more. So then come to Review Tech USA, who he watched Solid Red video as well, and said now he feels like he's too old to play these games because he can't figure out the controls. I'm like, I'm older than you, buddy. I figured out how to play this game. I'm not the best God of War player, but I can play this game and get through it. I wouldn't say relatively easy, even though my live streams don't look like it, but I'm pretty good at the game. But I think, my personal opinion, I think he wanted to beat the game so he could have something to talk about for his YouTube videos. Just to say he beat it and have it out and bring a topic while the God of War topic is really, really, really popping, you know. So I think that's why maybe he didn't enjoy the game, maybe didn't try to really learn the game. It's a lot of controls, a lot of different controls to learn. You have to really sit down and learn to play this game. You have to do it. And in the Hard 8 instance, when he played the game, he actually enjoyed the game. It started off slow for him, but he actually enjoyed the game. But he switched back to the classic controls, which is fine. Anybody can play any kind of controls you want. It's fine. But I think he probably would have enjoyed the game more if he'd have learned to fight with the shoulder buttons instead of going to the button press. And it's a little awkward, but especially if you went back and played any of the previous God of Wars before you play this game, your muscle memory for that game is with the face buttons. And that's understandable. But this is one of the reasons why I was talking about change is in the fact that people were saying the God of War series was getting stale. It was getting stale. It came out with the game mechanics was great. Like I said, I played Ascension for a little bit for like 5 minutes after I rented it and I didn't play it anymore. God of War 3 is still my favorite God of War. But it said the fighting style was getting stale. You know, I can imagine if they came out with this game and would have had the same fighting style, I don't want to spoil it for people. But if they had the same fighting style, same fighting mechanics throughout the whole game, then you would say, well, it looks good. It's got a new coat of paint, but it's the same God of War. Pretty much. That's what I think people would have said. So back then when they said God of War needs to change, when they let the series sit dormant for 4 or 5 years. So now you get the change. You get the change. And people aren't happy with the change. They want to go back to the old ways. You know? Instead of embracing the change. It's hard. That's one of the things. It's very hard to embrace the change. Sometimes change is good, sometimes change is bad. If this change would have been for the worse, I would get it. But I think the change for the game direction as far as the controller and the story setting is much better. Well, hell, right now I'm just really enjoying this game. I'm really enjoying it. Having a great time. But we say we want change. We always say we want change, but we really don't want change. We never want change. We want change for the sake of change, but when change comes, we don't want it. We want to go back to what's familiar, what's safe, what's in our comfort zone. And I am just as guilty as everybody else. I'm not just pointing the finger at you. I got 3 pointing right back at me because I'm the same way too. I didn't want to go through this change in my life with these kidneys. If my kidneys hadn't failed, I would have never stepped down from a job, and I wouldn't be. And it's funny though, because I would complain about my job all the time. While I still have my job, I wouldn't step down from my position because I keep complaining about my job all the time. I want to change, but scared to move. Now I ain't got no choice, you know. I ain't got no choice, and that's great for a college education, right? Ain't got no choice. But it's amazing. It's amazing how we say we want stuff, and then when it happens, we don't really want it. We don't really want it. We're too scared to embrace it. I think it's something that I think that's all in the human condition. It's not just me. It's not just Solid Rev or Review Tech USA or Heartache. It's just life in general. It's life in general. New stuff is always scary. A new adventure is always scary, but it's also exciting. It's also exciting at the same time. It's time for better. It's time for worse. But that's all I really have for tonight, man. I wanted to get this out. Oh, I'm gonna do the podcast. I'm gonna start doing it on Tuesday night. I'm not doing one this Tuesday night. I'm gonna start doing it on Tuesday nights because of it's too crowded on Monday nights. To be honest with you, I can't compete with Next Gen 720 in his group. I can't compete with Ryan, the professional, in his group. Although Next Gen 720 got like 15 different podcasts or whatever every night. He's almost like the CNN or the Fox News or Microsoft or PlayStation, wherever he's on this week. But I think Tuesday night's a lot more cleaner night for me to come here. It's a lot easier for me because of my treatments. When I get done with my treatments, I'm worn out. Tuesday nights, I just come off for work and I can get started on that. So I'm gonna start doing this at Tuesday night at 8:00. I gotta apologize to my man Angel of Fate. He's gonna be my first guest on this podcast. And that's another thing. This change forced me to go into podcasts because I don't know if things are my health stays up, I'm good. But if it go, I wanted to always do this, so it forced me to do it. But Angel of Fate's gonna be my first guest that I have on this podcast. It's gonna be the first one. So I told him it was gonna be in April, but to be honest with you, I've been scared because I don't know what to say or do. To be honest with you, heck, I'm trying. All this stuff is new to me, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to have him on. I know you guys don't know him. Somebody I grew up with him in my town. So he's a pretty cool kid. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. I hate to say cool kid. He's a grown man. He's about probably like 3 years younger than me. So he's a real cool guy. Um, but really, that's all I have for tonight. But thanks for rocking out. Thanks for to all you new subscribers, man. I really appreciate that. Uh, I I don't know what to say. It's been overwhelming to be honest with you. I know we're small and growing, 104 subscribers. I know that ain't much compared to everybody else, but that's good. It's good. I'm glad you got sub. You know, I've kind of got a direction where I want this channel to go. But I really am appreciating that. I love all the comments and the feedback that I got from you guys from my wait to E3 from Microsoft. I know most of it was like because everybody's mad with Microsoft right now. I get that. I'm not a fool. But nonetheless, I still want to say thank you for taking the time out to at least watch the video because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend it with me, and I really appreciate that. So if you're new here, go ahead, that sub button. Go ahead, hit the like button. If you're watching on a rebroadcast, I really appreciate you taking your time to listen to me. Maybe this will help somebody else in life. You know from telling you my story, and my story is still not over with yet. But telling you my story and some of my experiences that I'm going through, maybe this will help somebody. Maybe this will help you. I don't know. Maybe you're going through something because people lift me up just like I'm trying to lift somebody else up. Wherever it is, it don't have to be the end. It's only the end when you say it's the end. You still fight. Sometimes you can't fight by yourself. You got to have other people to help you fight, even when you can't fight no more. So, anyway, keep smiling, keep laughing. It's your boy King Bean, and I want to give y'all a round of applause for sticking out this long and chilling with your boy. It's your boy King Bean, and I'll holler at you dudes later, man. One love. Peace. All right.